It's time for The Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, glad you're with us. Today's New Drug is the Thursday installment of the program with Carline and La Selva. I'm Frank Frangie. Glad you're here. Closer and closer to yet another football weekend. You know what's weird and sad? Can I give you sad?
Weird and sad. Wow.
Yeah, weird and
Usually
sad.
we start like peppy.
Yeah, I'm not peppy. I'm peppy. I'm always peppy, but I just thought about this.
You're allowed. This is like we're at the end of the calendar year.
Yeah,
you haven't
right.
hit your quota
for
a depressing.
I'm always upbeat.
Yeah.
But
all right,
it's
lay
just-
it on us.
It's just weird and sad that here comes a college football weekend, and yet again, Florida State and Florida, they're on either one of the networks or E or USA or.
It's brutal.
It just hits me.
This was supposed to be arguably the ACC game of the year.
How just amazingly irrelevant.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Yet again. And I'll tell you what,
All
JJ.
these guys are sitting out for y'all.
Yeah,
I was looking forward to Florida, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Florida, and now it looks like you guys are just not going to play.
Correct. It's just.
I hate that.
I just hear. FSU and Clemson are playing.
They're 3-8 combined in the ACC.
Florida State and Clemson.
I'll enjoy that one like a car
3-8.
crash.
And Kentucky might be the worst team in the SEC, and I'm not sure Florida's going to beat them.
I'm not either.
Both
those games are in the picks.
Yeah,
because it's hard to. They're
like
coin
points.
Yeah, Florida and Kentucky should never make our picks. Right they're in our picks.
Yeah,
Darn
unless
right.
Kentucky's having like a special year,
correct.
but they're not.
It just kind of hit me today as I'm preparing the show, and I'm thinking.
Well, that's the thing.
It's a Thursday. We usually Thursday used to be our SEC report. Now it's Tuesday, but it's Thursday, and you usually get excited about college football and pro football. And I'm thinking the good thing is the Jags have bailed us out because their season is beyond relevant.
Absolutely,
they're having a wonderful
year.
year.
Pleasant surprise.
And we're going to start with them in a minute. But I just thought about this.
Well,
it's a cool weather out. It's fall. It feels football season.
It's gorgeous.
Halloween's behind us. Thanksgiving's coming. That's usually when the Gators and the Noles are starting to lean in, man.
Yeah.
That's for forever. That's when the season started. That's when you started paying attention.
Well, and it's really been tough on Florida's side because they haven't been relevant in the playoffs. At least Florida State had the year where they went undefeated, won the ACC, and then got robbed.
Right.
So they've only been out of relevancy for 2 years.
I agree.
Florida hasn't been relevant in the playoffs since the Trask team.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Napier obviously never, an under 500 coach. You were never going to be in the race there. You're only playing spoiler, and that's it. They're going to have a chance. They're going to be playing. This week is the last kind of non-relevant game for Florida because they are at least Florida State is,
but they play
it's a rivalry.
They play two teams that are in the playoff hunt.
Correct. They can really spoil it for Ole Miss, and then for Tennessee, they could pretty much eliminate the Vols. So, it is sad, and particularly, like I said, for Florida to have never really been in any kind of playoff talk for 5 years. Once it's expanded to 12. That's just miserable, but it speaks to what a lousy job Billy Napier did. I do think that they can bounce back quick. I think Napier deserves credit for the talent that is there.
I do too.
If the new coach can get, the retention level to be pretty high, then maybe, we will look back and say, well, Napier at least left a good amount of a nucleus for the next coach to then win with. But it is depressing. I watch Florida now purely out of habit. I take no pleasure in it. I don't look forward to it, but I have to do it. And it's a chore. And it should never become a chore to watch your favorite team.
So anyway, I totally get all that. We'll get to that later. I just thought about that today.
Yeah, it bummed me out.
When the weather gets like this, we're getting
honestly, I can't wait for it to be over.
Yeah,
the Florida season.
Right.
I'm really excited about who I think the new coach is going to be, and can't wait to launch into all the angles of that.
Right.
But in terms of playing out the string, no interest.
So I'm right with you. Anyway, back to now that I get that out, I had to get that out. It was in there, and I had to pry it out of there.
Yeah.
Now the good news: the Jacksonville Jaguars have a great opportunity. And shame on me if I underestimated this or understated this, Hayes. What a gigantic game on Sunday coming up. Just a gigantic. I mean, think about this. I mean, if you win this game, you're at 6-3. After that, you have the Chargers coming here. Well, last time they were here, it didn't go so well for the Chargers.
And they have no offense.
And their offensive, both tackles, to your point, are out.
Even if they don't lose a guy Sunday night against the Steelers, they have no offense.
So their lines go. Then you're at Arizona and Tennessee. Then you're home against Indianapolis, who hasn't won here since Johnny Unitas was the quarterback. Then you're home against the Jets, who haven't won here since Joe Namath was the quarterback. I mean, this game is really big. I mean, what you could get, and you're playing a backup quarterback, and I mean, what you could get done in this game, the significance of what could happen in this game is that makes all the bummed out about college go away, doesn't it?
Without a doubt. And that's the thing. If you win Sunday, well, you've swept the Texans, which I think would be, I mean, a monumental achievement for Liam Cohen in year one. You also pretty much eliminate the Texans. They're the 9 seed right now. I'd say 9 seed. Obviously, 7 teams get in, but they're 9th in the conference standings at 3-5. If they go to 3-6, they're pretty much done because we've documented their schedule is tough throughout the entire season. So you have a chance to really throw the haymaker that ends it for Houston. And look, there's some other games. The Chargers play the Steelers, so somebody's losing there. You're going to gain a game on that opponent. And New England plays Tampa Bay. You might gain a game on New England when you talk about seeding. And the Colts are overseas playing Atlanta. And Atlanta's hard to figure. Atlanta's the most helter-skelter team in the NFL because they can play great and they can play super lousy. They're like every end of the spectrum is in play.
They
with
could
the
beat
Atlanta
the Bills
Falcons.
or they could lose
Correct.
to the Jets.
They can be a top 5 team one week and a bottom 5 team the next. So the point of that though is when you throw in the variable of playing in Europe, Indianapolis coming off a loss, Indianapolis could lose to Atlanta, and if that happens, now you're now what. A game back. Indy would be 7 well, they haven't had their bye. 7-3 versus 6-3. But yeah, it's right there for the Jaguars. A very big weekend coming up in terms of movement in the AFC race.
Great opportunity. And again, let's see how many hurt guys are back. They lost a lot of players.
And Houston's beat up too.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Jaguars lose Sunday, injuries cannot be an excuse.
Right.
Because the Texans have every bit as much. They're not playing. They don't have their quarterback.
Well, they got the biggest.
They don't have their kicker, it doesn't look like.
And they have the biggest injury. They have the quarterback,
Right.
C.J. Stroud, who has been all the talk really since he got in the league. He wasn't as good last year, the start of this year, but he's special, and they're special when he's there. They don't have C.J. Stroud,
right?
And but a great opportunity for the Jags. They were a physical football team when they beat the Texans the first time they played. So, great opportunity. I mean, the reality is, Houston doesn't have its quarterback. Quarterbacks matter. The Los Angeles Chargers come in here, beat up along the offensive front, and that's a home game against a team that's got to travel across.
They may not have Justin Herbert. I'm telling you, I've watched the Chargers without Slater in multiple games this season. They are a broken offense without those 2 tackles, and they're now out. So, and Herbert he's got guts. So even though he's a big guy, he takes shots. So, I mean, there's no guarantee Justin Herbert's going to be healthy when they travel to Jacksonville.
Well, and to that end, I mean, we'll see. I don't know if I necessarily expect that, but they do play T.J. Watt and company this week. They play a pass rushing team, to your point, this week. So we'll see if that affects. But again, you now have the Texans without their quarterback. The Chargers coming in here cross country after a physical game without their tackles. You go to Arizona, who doesn't have their quarterback. You go to Tennessee, who's a really struggling team. You play the Colts here, who haven't won here in forever. Then you play the Jets. I mean, there's a stretch here. Where things go well. Boy, you could stack a few together. Now, again, one at a time. I get that. But, I mean, we're not football players or coaches, so we don't have to go one at a time. We look at these blocks in the schedule. Real opportunity for them.
They realistically, the Jaguars, they're the 7th seed now, but they realistically could get in the race for home field.
Yeah, and whereas I don't expect that, I do expect them to be a playoff team as I look at where they are now and what's ahead of them. That's what I will tell you I do expect. So a lot of great opportunity. We'll talk more about it as the show moves along. But when we come back, let's talk some college football. Greg McGarrity's here. It's our college football report brought to you by the Gator Bowl. That's next on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
With so many stars on the field, there's always one that burns brightest.
When he flashes, he is something to watch.
Who will be this week's Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Game?
Watch out!
On 1010XL.
Sewer backups stink, literally. Tree roots, old pipes, or major clogs can be the cause. Superior Plumbing and Pipeline inspects and clears sewer lines fast. If your sewer's backed up, make the Superior choice and learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Want a fresh and flavorful tailgate this season? Chicken Salad Chick has scratch-made Southern-style chicken salad perfect for lunch, parties, and your tailgate. Order 3 ways at one of 4 area locations. Call 1-833-MY-CHICK or online at chickcatering.com.
Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists congratulating our Scholar Athlete of the Week, Mateo Elliott, a senior golfer at Atlantic Coast High. Mateo is a member of the National Honor Society and the Spanish Honor Society. He assists the Special Olympics.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
I'm Stacy, and I want to tell you about my fogged-up window fiasco at my house. I called up Mac at Baker Glass. He told me all I needed was a glass replacement. The process was so easy. All within a few days, they came out, measured, called me with an estimate, cut my glass, and came out to install the new ones. Now my view outside is fog-free thanks to Mac and his crew at Baker Glass. And my neighbors think I got some fancy new windows.
I'm Mac with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,700 5-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design help us get organized at home. They create custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and more. Closets by Design will transform clutter into seamless organization. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation before the holidays and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. 18-month financing is available. Call 878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
At Beard's Diamonds, we celebrate your anniversaries all the time. But now it's time for you to celebrate ours with the biggest sale all year. Beard's 44th anniversary sale is happening now with up to 44% savings. This is our biggest and final store-wide event of the year with our largest selection and lowest prices. Rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, pendants, colored gemstones, gold fashion. Our cases are jam-packed and our associates know they can break all the rules for this. So come join us as we mark another year of proudly serving Jacksonville. In a sea of corporate chain jewelry stores, we're honored to be the only local jeweler in the town center. No commission salespeople, no corporate chain sales gimmicks, no treating you like a number. At Beard's, we're local people serving local people with honesty, integrity, transparency, and good old-fashioned customer care. Don't miss Beard's Diamonds 44th anniversary sale. From gold necklaces to lab-grown diamond studs to all the latest styles from top designers. You'll find it all at Beard's in the St. John's Town Center.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
This football season, Hurricane Grill and Wings is your game day getaway. Catch every play with the perfect drink in hand. Handcrafted cocktails like the Millionaire Margarita, Spicy Guavarita, Old Fashioned, or the Red Bullerita. Beer more your style to watch the games? Enjoy an ice cold Bud Light. Game day cocktails and Bud Light specials are here all season long at Hurricane Grill and Wings. Find a restaurant near you at hurricanewings.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
The College Football Report is presented each week by the Gator Bowl with Executive Director Greg McGarity. Here's Greg with the Frangie Show crew.
All right, glad you're with us. Frank Frangie, Hayes Carline, JJ LaSelva, and of course our buddy Greg McGarity, the executive director of the Gator Bowl. And it is the Gator Bowl College Football Report. Do you agree with what we said before you got in here? That it just seems weird, doesn't it? That no Gators, no Noles. I mean, they're playing on their networks. Nobody really cares other than fans. By the way, other than fans of Florida, Kentucky, FSU, and Clemson, nobody cares who wins those games. Yeah. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's college football as we all know it, but it may be the new day now to where people are focused on Vandy and Indiana. I mean, my God, who would have thought that 5 years ago?
You follow it, and you know it better than we do because you lived it. Is it your opinion that when the Blue Bloods get somebody right, and I'll put 3 of those 4 teams in there, not Kentucky, but the other 3, FSU, Clemson, and Florida, that if they get the right guy, they're going to be right back to being one of the best 5-10 teams in the country? Do you think that?
Yeah, in a hurry now. I mean, you can flip it. Instead of developing talent.
Yeah.
You're still going to develop talent, but boy, you can take care of things in a hurry with money.
Yeah.
And the portal.
Yeah. It's just a weird feeling.
Look at Texas Tech.
Yeah, that's right. Of all teams,
Miami did it again. The Hurricanes are 18th. Do you see a path for them to get into the playoff? And if they don't, are they top of the board for the Gator Bowl?
Yeah, I think they're in play for our game for sure. I just don't see them advancing to Charlotte, which really eliminates, I think, the chance for them to build on their resume. So I think they just lost a tremendous opportunity there. SMU played well, but still, it's Miami, who was at one time, I think, number 1 in the country and could do no wrong. Yeah. And it just shows you that one game can flip, like the Louisville game down there. Louisville put pressure on Carson, and same thing with SMU. I mean, to be in a position to pressure him, I think he's a different quarterback when you pressure him as opposed to just standing back in the pocket with nobody on you.
Yeah, I think they're at Pittsburgh to end the season. Pittsburgh's pretty good down there. That Pitt team, because that quarterback, and of course Cade Bell running the
NC State before
Pitt's
that.
got a big game with Notre Dame too. Yeah,
so it'll be interesting to see. All right, let's start right with your games. What games matter this week for you, and then let's get an idea of what the Gator Bowl might start looking like.
Well, on the ACC side, I don't think Duke's going to have any problem with UConn. Duke's not in our mix, but they could confuse things by being in the premium pool.
Right
there. Virginia, they play Wake Forest, who is up and down. Louisville has Cal coming their place, and gosh, Notre Dame plays Navy, who was undefeated until last week. So basically, you're looking at Miami. If it ended today, Miami, Georgia Tech, and Louisville in our pool, and then on the other side, you've got Georgia having to dodge a bullet. Mississippi State, states had 3 games they could have won against Texas, Tennessee, and Florida. Tight games there. And A&M at Missouri is really going to be interesting because I think it's the last danger game A&M has until they host Texas. And Auburn and Vandy. I mean, Auburn, you never know how a team is going to respond after a head coaching change. And can DJ flip the switch there in Vandy? And Vandy, how do they come off a Texas loss? Who thought that would have been a game to watch? And then LSU, Alabama, which traditionally has been a great game. I mean, can they flip the switch there? I'm not really sure what'll happen.
How much does it hurt your game, Greg, that all of a sudden teams like Florida and Auburn are now out of, for all practical purposes, aren't going to be in play?
Well, the drivable teams, even South Carolina. Those 3 hurt us. FSU hurts us because, those are 4 teams that would really, really help the draw. And so, the 2 really Eastern teams that are left are really Vandy and Tennessee.
Yeah.
And so the ACC is a little bit more proximity there, but, Georgia Tech still looks very appealing. It just depends on if it plays out, who's going to play Virginia, because you'd have Tech and Duke. I don't think they played each other, would be in a position to be that second team in the ACC championship game.
Tennessee, Miami, would that be an attractive matchup for
Absolutely.
you guys?
Absolutely. Fantastic game.
Yeah, it'd be a great game. Can Notre Dame beat Pitt? If Notre Dame is not successful against Pitt, then they drop down. So still so much to play for, but if it ended today, we kind of have an idea who would be here.
Who'd be here?
Well, I think we'd have Louisville can't go to San Diego this year.
Okay.
So it'd really be down to Louisville. I think Miami was in Orlando last year, I think. So a lot depends on the elimination piece of that.
Okay.
So I'm thinking Georgia Tech here against someone like Vandy, Tennessee, Texas, I'm not sure where they stand. Texas, Oklahoma. So I think LSU, I think that with their getting 6 or 7 wins, I think it's going to take 8 or 9 wins to get to Jacksonville.
We saw that last year.
Yes,
we saw it last year. So you think Georgia, pretty good chance you get Georgia Tech?
It'd be great to have
Yeah.
Tech. They're on the upswing there.
Yeah.
I think if they don't go to Charlotte for the championship game, I think there's a great chance they're here. But they've got one more tough. Well, I thought they'd beat North Carolina State, but that just shows you how crazy the ACC is. They still have Georgia, oddly enough, in the Mercedes-Benz and out on the flats at their home field. So
Georgia Tech, Tennessee would be a terrific game here.
Be a good game,
That game would have a feel to it.
Sure
That game
would.
would have a Southern
historical
college football feel to it. Georgia Tech, Texas would too. It's not as Southern feeling.
Right.
But Georgia Tech, Tennessee, I'd be all over that one.
Yeah, I think it's shaping up pretty well. I mean, considering you don't have the Gators and Knowles in it. FSU, Clemson, a combined 3-8 in the ACC.
How about the ACC network this week too?
I mean, what do you think is going to happen with Clemson and Dabo?
Oh, I think he'll be fine. I just think there's a dip there for whatever. They have a new defensive coordinator this year that I think everybody thought he would set the world on fire. Penn State's former defensive coordinator hadn't worked out so well, and Klubnik's had difficulty even when he was healthy. So I think just a combination of things, and I think probably some officiating decisions hurt them last week, especially on that 4th down play on PI.
Boy, he went off.
Yeah,
and probably rightly so, because that decisions at that time of the game, you can't overcome those.
Right. It was. I agree with you. I agree with him. But let me expound on the question Hayes asked you. You think he said what's going to happen with Clemson? You said he'll be fine. Well, your point is they're not going to fire him.
No,
but
I think it'd be foolish.
And I agree with that. But there has been a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There has been. Dabo called out his fans. Well, they don't want me. They don't like winning. I'll go somewhere else. And now he called out the officials. And now they're not having a very good year.
Yeah.
I mean, to expound on Hayes' question, because it's a good one, there's shakeups there? Is Dabo too big for the AD or the president to say, hey, man, you got to calm down? I mean, you're the AD there. What are you doing?
I think Graham's a very patient person.
Yeah.
He's kind of young in the position, too. And you've got somebody that's done, look at last year. I think you have to give someone a little rope there.
Yeah.
Because, he was playing against Texas last year. I think he's won the ACC championship the last 2 years. His body of work is really, really good. So sometimes things just don't go your way. Yeah. And I think they would certainly not jump to any conclusion and make a change now, because especially this year.
Yeah, I don't know
who's out there.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's firing Dabo.
No,
I just think.
I just wonder if he's ready to jump.
Yeah. I mean, I
if
think,
he had an opportunity.
Because I found myself wondering what you asked too. What happens there? Maybe nothing, and everybody calms down. You just move on, and which might be the guy. Like I said, no, Dabo's not getting fired. But I did wonder if. Does this start a disconnect between he and the fan base? Does it start and I may be overthinking it a little bit.
No, but I do think there reaches a time where some people feel like their time there has they've done all they can do. And a guy like Lincoln Riley, does he love it on the West Coast? Does Dabo love it there? Is there another school that interests him? They've got a chance to make. Dabo's making what, $12 or $13 million, and I'm sure. Riley's up there too, so it's not the dollars. I think it just becomes the challenge. And do they like living where they are, and where are their kids? I think both of Dabo's children, 2 of his sons, are on the coaching staff at Clemson.
Oh, all right.
So there's a lot of things there as far as family, and I think at the end of the day is what is the family situation with each one of these candidates. Are their children already out of high school? Where do they stand? Because it's so difficult to pick up roots when you've got your children that are there during their lifetime, and they just don't. It's just not good to move as far as stability.
Frank asked you this in the break, and if you're in Scott Strickland's chair and Lane Kiffin's camp has said, this is the job we want, you've decided Kiffin is the coach you want, would a deep run in the playoff sway you at all on that, or would you be more than comfortable waiting for Lane Kiffin to take your job?
Oh, yeah. You wait. I think don't jump to conclusions early. The one thing is could things change? Let's just say they had an agreement or whatever. That can still change with circumstances. So I think you are rolling the dice with any hire. You're rolling the dice on timing. you have to be so lucky in that profession to hit a home run. Lucky.
When you hired Kirby Smart, they were in a championship pursuit when he was a coordinator at Alabama. Take us through how that all played out.
Well, the only question Coach Saban asked is, would we be okay if Kirby stayed at Alabama as the defensive coordinator to get them through the because I think there were just 4 teams in the playoff then, and it was a month. It would have been a month till he was on campus, and I said I have no problem with him doing that at all. I mean, we named him the head coach I think the following Monday, or the Monday after the championship game, or the Monday week after the championship game, and so then it's up to the Kirby to devote how much time he could to both, and he will tell you it was time consuming and didn't sleep a lot.
How did he do it, Greg? I mean,
he just had the ability to basically focus while he was there with the Alabama team, to focus on that, and then when he was away from that, he was able to focus on his responsibilities at Georgia. But he had to get a staff in place, and I remember Glenn Schumann was one of the first. He was on Alabama's staff at that same time, but Jim Chaney and Sam Pittman were the 2 key people that he had to have.
Okay.
Because they had coached at Arkansas together, and that combo there. So you had to go ahead and get your staff in place so they could start being there on recruiting weekends, or at least have a framework there to where you could start to build your staff.
Yeah, because he couldn't. Obviously, he's a Georgia coach, so he doesn't have to worry about recruiting for Alabama anymore.
Correct.
I mean, you couldn't do that. So I guess he'd go to practice and go watch tape, and then when the other coaches went to recruit for Alabama, he'd go recruit for Georgia. I mean, it probably wasn't quite that simple, but it was something like that, right?
And he wasn't. I mean, he was going to make sure he ended his coaching career at Alabama on a high note, working for somebody that he admires.
Right.
So he wasn't going to cut a corner. At the same time, I didn't worry at all about how much time is he spending on Georgia, because I trusted him. So, he spent enough time, and, proof in the pudding, it turned out okay.
So back to Hayes' question, if Kiffin's the choice, and Kiffin wants the job and Florida wants Kiffin, but he's in the playoffs and he's not going to – do you anticipate Scott Strickland will say no problem? How do you think that'll – what's your guess?
I mean, if he knew that, he'd wait. But I will say this, is once one person knows the decision's been made, it will get out.
Right.
It will. There's no doubt about it.
I agree. But, I mean, even
by some way, it'll get out, and all of a sudden, I don't think Lane Kiffin can take that chance with everything he's developed to go ahead and make a commitment elsewhere and still be able to focus honestly on what his task would be till the end of Ole Miss season.
Oh, wow. Even the playoffs season.
Absolutely.
See, I wondered if he could – Hayes, I wondered if he could – he's not taking the job now. But I wondered if after the regular season and after the playoff bracket is set, and they're the 11 seed, which means they're going to play the 7, and once that's all happened, would you still be surprised if after all that he took the job?
I think that's the only time he would entertain the thought.
Yeah.
Once after the season's
over.
After the regular season.
After the
and then you're rolling the dice there as an AD.
Yeah.
What if that doesn't work out? What's my plan B and plan C? And by that time, you may already have the chess pieces moved around to Auburn, LSU, Penn State.
Wherever.
I mean, you got so many jobs that are open now. It's like hunting season for these coaches that are in the hunt to move.
Yeah, really. I don't think he's going to do anything now. But
I agree.
I would not be surprised, Hayes. What are your thoughts? I would not be surprised if you look up and the regular season's over. Ole Miss finishes 10-2. They are the 6 seed or the 9 seed. Their bracket is set. They know who they're playing. They know their path. When that's all done, if he's then announced as the Florida coach, he does the quick presser. Then he tells his players, "Listen, I'm going. I had to go to the next place, but for now, I'm with you every step of the way, and let's go. Let's all go out on a bang." Would that surprise you?
That would surprise me. I think he'd be better off if he was going to do that. I would do it immediately. I would do it now and make sure that they have enough time to get it settled before they get to playoff games. But I think ultimately, Greg is right. I think what happens is I think Scott Strickland's going to wait even if Ole Miss goes to the national title game. But I think what's the highest probability is Ole Miss probably gets to the playoff and loses in the first round. And now, you hire him December 21st, which is still gives him 2 weeks before the portal opens. He has 5 days to retain the current players with the new amendment. So, I mean, I think that's how it'll set up, that he'll get hired a couple days before Christmas.
or he makes a commitment to Mississippi before all this stuff happens.
Or he doesn't go, right?
But don't you think he would have done that by now?
You don't know as far as timing. I know they can't extend. They can only have a 4-year deal in the Mississippi schools. Correct. So he can have an 8-year deal.
So why would he stay? I mean, I didn't even know that. Again, just another like, why would you stay? But if a school is going to offer you, and then not just Florida, but I mean, I'm assuming LSU doesn't have that restriction, or. I mean, why wouldn't you go somewhere where you're going to get a 7-8 year deal?
You know what it boils down to is his kids and his family. Well, at the end of the day, that's all that's going to matter.
I've said the same thing. What it boils down to is, what does he want to do?
Mm-hmm.
What does he say? You know what? I've always dreamed of going to Florida. Blah blah blah. But I'm going to stay here. They'll build me a statue here. I'm going to stay here. Or does he say, I loved it here. I love what this school's done for me. I've really loved my 6 years. But it's always been my dream to get to the mountaintop, and I think I can get there. So it's going to come down to that. So it'll be interesting to see what he does.
And there could be other jobs if he stayed there. Yeah. 2 or 3 years from now, there could be other jobs that open up. They open up so frequently now.
I will tell you this. I've said this all along. I may be wrong. I do think no matter what happens Mike Bianchi wrote now that he's going to be in play for the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's
not going to happen.
Penn State is open. LSU is a Southern job. No matter how many jobs are open, in my opinion, feel strongly that Lane Kiffin next year will either be the Ole Miss coach or the Florida coach. Yeah. I don't think any. Do you agree that none of these other jobs are in play?
I agree with that. I agree.
I don't think any of those other jobs are going to be in play. All right, before we let you get out of here, first playoff poll is out. Mm-hmm. Who has your attention? Who? If I asked you to pick top 2 or 3 teams that might win the national championship, who would you take?
I think the top 4 are in the best position to win.
Well, they are.
I was scared to death as a bowl administrator to see Texas and Oklahoma the first in and out.
Right.
Because I'm thinking I can't have too many SEC schools up.
Right.
But I also knew that Oklahoma's got to play Alabama.
Right.
Georgia has Mississippi State and Georgia Tech and Texas. So these things, BYU and Texas Tech play this weekend. So there's going to be so much movement in there. But it scared me a little bit because from a bowl standpoint, there needs to be no more than 4 teams in the playoff.
I think Georgia
SEC teams.
I think Georgia plays Ohio State for the title. Have I lost my mind? Do you think those 2?
Oh gosh, it's so close.
I'm trying to corner him. Can you see that? I'm trying to back him into a corner. He won't go there.
Texas A&M.
How about A&M?
I think
Indiana, for crying out loud. Indiana's really good.
I think any of those teams could win it. I think that's the great thing about this year because we hadn't really seen Ohio State pushed.
Right. That's right. And here's what I can pretty much tell you. There's little chance I'll pick Indiana to win it. I just can't. I'm too old to pick Indiana. I'm too old a college football fan to pick Indiana. No matter what happens, I can't pick them.
Indiana.
I mean, they can win every game by 100 points and be a 100-point favorite in the final, and I'm going to pick whoever they play.
I'm going to pick Texas A&M.
That's what I'm going to do. As much as I hate to say it, that's exactly what I'm going to do. All right, Greg McGarrity does a great job as always. He's the executive director of the Gator. Well, thanks, Greg.
You bet. My pleasure.
Back in a moment on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Looking for your new favorite hangout this football season? Try Voodoo Brewing Company in the heart of San Marco. Locally owned and community focused, Voodoo Brewing serves up award-winning beers, scratch-made upscale pub fare, and laid-back vibes where everyone's welcome. For live music, trivia nights, and all the football action this season, make Voodoo Brewing Company Jacksonville your new favorite spot on San Marco Square.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Slow, and I want to talk to you today about having a grateful spirit. As we journey in life, it's so easy to take things for granted. But I want to encourage you to never get tired of thanking God for your blessings. Take time also to thank the people in your life who have and are helping you to become the person you are today. Don't go through life complaining, go through life praising.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
Hi, this is Dave Barker with IHRS. Are you frustrated with those trendy pills, drops, and lotions that claim to make your hair thicker and fuller? Are you taking weight loss drugs or medication that's making your hair fall out? Whether you're frustrated with results from treatments that just don't work, or you no longer have the fuller, thicker hair that you once had, there's a better way. Our hair restoration solutions have helped literally over 10,000 men and women restore their hair in as little as 2 office visits.
Ready to grow your hair back and have permanent, natural, and guaranteed results? For your confidential consultation, call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or go to hairforme.com. That's hairforme.com.
Hey, this is Tom McManus. If you get injured out there, there's only one number to call. Pound Law, that's all. Slip and fall, car wreck, wrongful death. It doesn't matter. Morgan & Morgan handles it all. They're the largest in the country. 100 offices, over 1,000 attorneys. $20 billion recovered for 500,000 clients. That's the kind of team I want. If you get hurt from someone else's wrongdoing, check out Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Tuesday, November 11th is Veterans Day, and we'll be honoring those who have served our nation all day and night at String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach with a free barbecue sandwich, side, and a beer. That's for all veterans and active duty military members anytime on Veterans Day. Plus, our show's going to be there live from 4 to 6. So thanks to our friends at the Firewatch for putting this on. So come out and hang out with us and honor veterans. That's at Strings on Veterans Day, November 11th.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in Duval!
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
My wife likes Gavin DeGraw. You know that? My wife likes Gavin DeGraw.
Yeah.
So,
well, what are you doing on November 14th, 2026?
Well, I'll you know what? I'll have to ask. What is one of our listeners doing that night, JJ?
A pair of our listeners is going to see Gavin DeGraw and OAR at the St. Augustine Amphitheater, like I said, November 14th, 2026, if they're caller number 4 right now.
Right now. Not later, Hayes. Don't call in an hour. You know what? That would get you nothing. Okay, call right now. Caller 4. Going to see OAR and, of course, Gavin DeGraw. Frangie and Carline and La Selva with you. Good to see our friend Greg McGarity. Appreciate Greg stopping by today. Again, we talked about it at the top of the program and about the importance of this game for the Jaguars. I want to hear from Anton Harrison in a minute. We're gonna dial that up in just a second. But before we do, we talked about the defense yesterday. The offensive line, what's your assessment of how they've been?
I think they've been good overall. I think they had a blip against 2 really physical teams in the Seahawks and Rams, but I think largely you have to be encouraged by the improvement of the offensive line, and Anton Harrison has played well. They're very happy with Anton Harrison's development.
I think the right side has been good. I think center, Hainsey, McCary, and Anton have been very good. I think Walker Little at times has been very good and times has struggled a little bit, and of course Ezra has been got hurt a little bit. But, yeah, I agree with you. Anton Harrison has played very well. The line has been a physical group. Here's Hayes Carline with Anton Harrison, the right tackle.
Now, Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors takes you in the locker room.
All right, we're joined with Jaguars right tackle Anton Harrison here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How you doing?
You too. I'm doing good. You know, got the win, so I'm doing great right now.
That had to be electric. What was that like, Anton, getting that win in overtime over the Raiders?
It was definitely fun. It was a fun game. Glad we got the win. You know, it's hard to win in the NFL, so we had an extra quarter, went to overtime, just had to fight, strain, and get the win.
How much fatigue after the game, after a game like that, with it playing the extra 10 minutes?
You definitely feel it. As the days go on, you definitely feel it, but just happy we came out on top that time. proud of the guys. We fought through a lot of adversity. Things didn't go our way. We killed ourselves sometimes, but we still was able to get the win.
You guys were outstanding on third down, outstanding on fourth down. What were some of the keys in the execution and being so successful, keeping drives going?
Mainly, I feel like it just started with being more physical. That's one thing we wanted to do coming in, just be the most physical team, especially up front. O-line, D-line, we wanted to be the most physical. And overtime, we ran 9 straight runs. So that just shows what we can do and sets the standard. And it was big. We was able to do that and go score the ball.
How much were those bye-week adjustments? How much dividends did those pay for you in the win over the Raiders?
A lot. I feel like everybody, we just had to calm down. After them 2 losses we took, calm down. Everybody just look in the mirror, get healthy. Obviously, we got guys out, still out. But it was good. It came at the perfect time, and I feel like it definitely helped us get that win.
How are you guys gelling as a line now that we're almost halfway through the year?
I feel like we're gelling good. Obviously, you're going to have your ups and downs. Pretty much a whole new group almost. So, obviously, it's going to be some things we got to work on, and we seen us early in the year, but now we're getting later. We got to be almost perfect. You're not going to be perfect, but you got to strive to be perfect. So I feel like we're gelling well. We're coming together well. Off the field, all of us are brothers, even the guys that's not out there, when they're ready to step in when guys go down. So when we got a tight room like that, good things can happen.
ETN really ran hard the other day. What did you guys see on film from him?
Just relentlessness of him, just wanting to get it, wanting to go. We know what he can do. He proved it multiple times. He's a great back. So him just believing in us believing in him, fighting through the arm tackles, getting through the little things, and just trying to be the best ETN he could be.
Anton, what kind of positive steps do you feel like you've taken so far this year?
I still got a lot of things to work on. I mean, I feel like personally, but
you're a tough critic.
Yeah, I am. I'd say just being more consistent in like things I do, the little things, the finish, the strain, just trying to be the most dominant player out there, the best player out there, the best me I can be for the team. So that's all I gotta do. I don't gotta be Superman, but if I could be the best me, it's gonna be good things most of the time. So I feel like I've been doing that, being consistent with it, and I stay on that, I'll be fine.
James Gladstone added Jacoby Myers yesterday, obviously accomplished receiver. How cool is that to be in a situation where, you guys are in the playoff race and the club is adding to help you guys keep, winning at a high level?
It was always exciting to get new players, and a guy like that, he's a good player, good receiver, so obviously he's going to come in and help immediately, and that's big for us to know that we got a good team. We're just adding more good pieces, so it's only better to come from that. So it's always a good thing knowing that the guys upstairs is always trying to look to get us better.
Houston obviously kind of threw something new at you guys in the first meeting. You adjusted and handled it and got the win, but how challenging is that Texans front?
It's challenging, especially facing them twice a year. You never really know what they're going to do that second time. You watched that first game. They did a lot of things. They tried to move, and now they got, I guess, the DC calling the plays now. It's not the head coach anymore, so it's obviously going to be the same but a little different thing. So we just got to get in the film, stay in the film. They got 2 great edges, so we just got to lock in on them too, and I feel we'll be fine.
Great stuff. Anton Harrison, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck to you.
No problem. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate Anton Harrison. And look, he's been a success story. Obviously was called out by Liam Cohen in the offseason and really took that challenge to heart. We talked about that about a month ago, the last time that we interviewed Anton. And he has really stepped up. So a young, emerging player and a big part of this core as the Jaguars continue to build this thing.
Right, Jags in Houston coming up on Sunday. We'll talk some college football next hour a little bit, but when we come back, Hayes has headlines, so stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Saddle up for a stampede deep in the heart of Texas. It's a Lone Star State showdown as the Jags Claws get hooked on horns in a fierce divisional fight. Jaguars, Texans.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
Sunday at 1 on the home of the Jaguars. 1010 XL.
Hey, it's Carline here to let you know about my new tailgate obsession, and that is Daisy French Onion Dip. If you love eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching football, you will love the new Daisy French Onion Dip and Daisy Ranch Dip. These are game changers, as delicious as a homemade dip made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you'd find in your own kitchen. You got to try them. Once you do, you'll be hooked. Look for Daisy French Onion Dip at your grocery store.
Yo, you already know it's your main man ET. And no one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails and an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails, served over ice balls, local craft beers, and handcrafted whiskey cocktails. Rounded out with adventurous drink menus, second to none. And don't forget about our 29-degree drafts. Check them out now on Atlantic and Kernan. Twin Peaks, eat, drink, scenic views. Come on, somebody.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnickBuickGMC.com today to learn more or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
First-round draft pick Eric Armstead joins the undrafted free agent Tom McManus on Helmets and Heels with Lauren Brooks and Taylor Dahl. Fridays at 3. Tuned up by orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville on 1010XL.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Joe C. here, and boy, oh boy, I've got a great deal for you traveling home team fans. If you plan on going to the Titans game up in the Ville, you can stay where I'll be staying in the heart of Nashville, at the Omni Nashville, super close to Broadway Street, as well as Nissan Stadium. They've got a killer rate for 1010 listeners. Just go to our website, 1010XL.com, and click the Omni link. Come hang with me, Joe C. in Nashville the weekend after Thanksgiving. It's the holidays, so let's celebrate with a big game in Nashville and stay at the Omni Nashville.
Ticket here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff and Art and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out, Garage Door 911, GarageDoor911.com.
Plumbing problem? AC acting up? Septic tank trouble? Don't waste time calling 3 different companies. Just call Duck Duck Rooter. We offer plumbing, septic, and air conditioning services. Call 904-862-6769.
Frank Frangie here to tell you about the coolest new thing, a putting green in my backyard that my friends at Sunshine Turf installed. Sunshine Turf can do the same for you. They'll come to your house, they'll create a custom design for your space, and you'll have an authentic golf course experience right in your own backyard. I freaking love it. Sunshine Turf is family owned and they made the process so simple. So visit sunshineturf.info or call them at 904-383-0243 and get a free quote today for your own putting green. Get it from Sunshine Turf.
I know you love sports, so why not take that passion and make a difference in your community as a volunteer coach with the YMCA? Whether it's soccer, basketball, volleyball, or flag football, the Y is always looking for positive role models to help kids grow in both skills and character. Even if you've got no coaching experience, that's fine. We'll provide the training. Step up, give back, and be the coach that makes a difference. To volunteer, visit your local Y or fcymca.org.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. Frank Frangie and JJ LaSelva are here. I am Hayes Carline. Thank you to our friends at Harrell and Harrell. Hopefully you won't need them. Hopefully you don't get hurt. But if you do, give them a call at 251-1111. I can assure you that my friend Holt Harrell will take great care of you. Frank, let's start with the Jaguars. Sounds of the game out. I would encourage you to go watch it. You guys are probably in the habit of doing that anyway. But boy, Jaguar fans, another outstanding 18 minutes. What an amazing production. What an unbelievable win for the Jaguars, and a brilliant job documenting it. You're going to really enjoy it.
Yeah, this is from the broken record department, so I apologize. But they are so good. The storylines, the music, the way they use the music, the way they use the mic'd up portions of it, the way they use the highlights of the game and slow it down and speed it up. It's like you're watching a 20-minute movie. And and other teams don't do it like that. Other teams play the highlights with the play-by-play guy's voice under it, and we have some of that. But there's so much more than that. The editing and I mean, they have 7-8 cameras that are just their cameras, not in addition to what the league shoots or the network shoot. Sounds of the game, and it's always good. But I thought and the game was dramatic too. But I thought those guys who were so good at it really captured it this week. Didn't you think that?
I did. They've got a great feel for the tension because they start it with the final play and just give you a little tease.
It's a teaser
of that Raiders 2-point try, and then and Liam Cohen talking to the team in post-game locker room. It's the best content of anything that I've seen in this NFL regular season.
Same.
I mean, he does such a magnificent job communicating to the team, but particularly in a game like that where they really did have so many guys, lower-level role guys, really step up in big moments.
Yeah, that's the first time I've watched sounds of the game. Well, not the first time, but the first time since a couple years ago when they made the dramatic run, back-to-back times. I've watched it twice before, but last night I watched it
and refreshed
and I put it on the big screen.
That's awesome.
I watched it, turned around, and watched it again. I really I thought they did such a good job. I really did.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So go check it out on Jaguar social channels. You can find it on YouTube. Let's get into some injuries. The injury report was released yesterday, the first one of the week for the Jaguars. Brian Thomas Jr., Jordan Lewis, Ezra Cleveland, Hunter Long did not practice on Wednesday. We'll await the injury report later this afternoon, but some guys that have to get healthy. Who among that group do you think is the biggest key to having for Sunday?
Yeah, the guys that didn't practice worry me. Because
Lewis to me is...
Yeah, Lewis is probably the most critical guy, but I would worry if a guy has to practice by midweek that you might not have him. So I didn't... Whoever you read off of that list, if they didn't practice, I'm worried they're not going to have them. So, yes, Jordan Lewis, Brian Thomas Jr., both two critical players. I will tell you this. Those are the guys that are out for this game. The guys that are out for a while that they got to get back are Brenton Strange and Travis Hunter.
Yes.
Those are the two guys. And Jordan Lewis, by the way, on that list too. But they need
the IR guys.
Yeah, they need Brenton Strange. Yeah. Brenton Strange
sounds like he's only going to miss the one more game.
Yeah,
I mean he's got to miss this
close.
Game and next.
He's close.
But it sounds like they feel like he's going to be fine after the after.
I think he can come back for the Chargers.
I think they still anticipate having him.
I think by rule the 4 games are over.
This will be the last one.
Yeah. So hopefully they have him. But yeah, of the guys you mentioned, Jordan Lewis is really critical to them. He's a really good player, and Brian Thomas Jr. of course.
Let's get it to Jacoby Myers. That's a fantastic new addition that the Jaguars acquired this week. Funny comment today from Jaguars defensive coordinator Anthony Campanile, who has gone up against Jacoby Myers before.
When I was in Miami, we played him like twice a year when he was in New England, I'm like, this guy's a total pain in the ass. Like, he just catches everything and he blocks everybody, you know what I mean? Like, he would go in there and you got guys like an 11 personnel, Z receivers usually getting in there and MDM in the safety. And I mean, he'd go in there like a damn fullback, So I always had a lot of respect for him as a player. And coached against him in college too, actually. But he's really like, when you look at receivers, he's such a, you value guys like that so much, you know what I mean? They go make contested catches and he's tough. I always felt like that. He was a hard guy to defend when we were in Miami because there could be 2 guys at the point of attack and he really attacked the football and going up in the air for the ball. A lot of times I remember he made a couple sick catches against us that I'm definitely over by now, but but yeah, I'm happy to have him here, man. He's an awesome dude too.
That was funny, and he's telling the truth. That Campy talks like that, which makes him awesome. Look, I'm the guy that told you De'Ami Brown would be a big factor, and I was wrong. There's still half the season to play, but he has been a very little factor on the team. So I was wrong by that. So what do I know? I guess, but I am excited to watch Jacoby Myers. I really am excited to watch him, Hayes. I think he's everything they want. He catches the football. He runs the right routes. People want to criticize Trevor Lawrence. I want to see Trevor Lawrence when all his receivers are catching the football. Is that fair? I mean, I want to see him when all his guys are catching. I think this is a step in the right direction.
Week 10 starts tonight as Las Vegas travels to Denver. Can the Raiders pull the upset?
I'd be very surprised.
I would be too.
I think they certainly they were all in last week and lost the game. They played better. Now they don't have Jacoby Myers. I think he's a pretty good player, and I think Denver's very good.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough. Let's get into college basketball. Florida hosts UNF tonight at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that's a tough game for the Ospreys, man. It's their first game. Florida's going to be handing out. They're going to be celebrating. They're going to be handing out,
lifting the banner,
and celebrating, and it's going to be a tough one. And I think the Gators are very good. I wouldn't be too dissuaded from your hopes of who they are, based on losing to a very good Arizona team in a game that was a 3-point game with a minute to play. I think Florida's very good. UNF, and I hope they do great under Bobby Kennedy. It was great being out there and doing a show that he sat in with us last week. But he knows, and they know, this will be a tough challenge.
Will Richard scored 30 in his first start for Golden State last night. How about Will Richard?
Well, he scored 30. It was an NBA game. A second-round pick scored 30. Look, there's a reason they won the national championship. It was. Now
I'm wondering why they had to come from behind all those games.
They didn't win the East Division if they still had that. They won the national championship. I mean, think about it. Yeah, that's because how great they had. The front court guys are very good, but had great guards. They had not good guards. They had great guards. Now, having said that, I never thought Will Richard would go be a great NBA player, and maybe he won't. But he went and got 30 at an NBA game. His game must obviously really suit that league. Good for Will. And by the way, the best guy in the world. Will Richard's the best guy in the world, so good for him.
Absolutely. Let's get into walk-off charities. The farm at Okefenokee is doing a really cool thing. Sign up for their monthly newsletter at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com, and select 1010XL when asked how you heard about them. When you do, the farm will donate a new baseball glove to walk-off charities. So sign up to learn about the events. You'll be giving a kid a glove. It takes less than a minute to do this, and you will be putting a smile on a child's face.
And let me expound on that just a bit. The kids that get the gloves that walk-off charities gives them are kids that ordinarily would not get a glove. This isn't a kid that has 3 gloves and this is his 4th. They ordinarily would not have would never have been in the cycle of their life to one day have a baseball glove and play baseball. So and they by now have come to know that. So the look on their faces when they get the new glove. We have a clinic tomorrow morning. Okay, we're giving away 206 gloves tomorrow morning. 206 kids at this clinic, and the look on their face when they get one of these gloves. And you don't have to spend a dime. All you have to do is sign up for this newsletter from our friends from Okie Farm, and they're going to give the glove.
And they're not going to bombard you. It's like a once-a-month newsletter.
Yeah, correct.
And they've got great events.
Yeah, but all you just sign up. Just think about this again. Just sign up, and you're putting a baseball glove on the hand of a kid that ordinarily wouldn't have one. Think about that and sign up for that newsletter.
That's the coolest story you tell about it, I think, is when the kids realize, I get to keep this.
They put their name on the glove. We pass out Sharpies. The coaches help them do it. And they do their exercises, and then they go to their first station. In their first station, Hayes, there's a Sharpie. And the coach says, what hand? They don't know if they're right-handed or left-handed. So what hand do you write with? And that generally means if you write with your right hand, you're right-handed. There's some that aren't, but I mean, I'm not. I write with my left hand and right-handed. But that generally tells you which glove to get. And they've seen these kids play baseball, so you take the glove, and if a little kid's name is Michael, what's your name? My name's Michael. And so the coach says, okay, let's write your name, or I can write it for you on the glove. And the kid, right then, the light goes on for the kid, and the kid says, my name. Well, if my name's on it and it's in ink, I get to keep the glove. That's the best moment of it's the for 8 years we've been doing these clinics, and it's the best. I guarantee you, I get emotional when I talk about it. It's the best moment of the clinic.
Yeah, that's fantastic stuff. We will get you out on our musical note of the day. Happy heavenly birthday to Eagles icon Glenn Frey, born on this date in 1948 in Detroit. The Eagles were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1998. Frey died in 2016. But we honor him by hearing Take It Easy.
One of the great anthems of a rock band of all time. And losing Glenn Frey, the great Glenn Frey, hit me as hard as any. And I just can't imagine the Eagles without him. I've gone to see him many times since then. And his son Deacon Frey sings Peaceful Easy Feeling and Take It Easy and Lion Eyes, all his songs. But it's not the same. One of the greatest vocalists, in my opinion, one of the greatest vocalists in the history of rock music. Great job, as always.
Thank you.
Hour 2 is next. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
You still can. Don't even try to understand. Just find a place to make your stand. Take it easy.
It's the ride home with The Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is the game right here if they're able to make a play.
It's the top of the highlight reel.
What a play!
The Performance Painting High Performance Play of the Game on 1010XL. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be an 8-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness, all part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit nimnickchevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. I've been buying my vehicles from Nimnick since 1982 because they care about their customers and are invested in our local community, including supporting walk-off charities and all we're trying to do to help underprivileged kids learn to play baseball. Treating you right, giving back to the community, more choices and better prices for you. So who has put the most years and stands behind a better experience? The answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnick. Visit their showroom off Cassett Avenue or shop 24/7 at nimnickchevy.com. Head to Nimnick today. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically, if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari at Bari Orthopedics.
He's skilled in the art of diplomacy.
I'm Defense Minister Dmitry Mishkin.
Get insights and interviews from Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline when he takes you behind enemy lines.
The CIA has no knowledge.
Delivered by Palo Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Food that's good for you can taste good too. Flame Broiler has protein-packed bowls to fuel your day. Introducing their new chicken avocado salad bowl. Made with romaine lettuce, rice, cabbage salad, and topped with a delicious house sesame dressing. It's a bowl full of goodness. Eat in, take out, or catered. Flame Broiler is easy to enjoy. Come in Monday through Sunday for happy hour, 2 to 5 p.m. for a chicken mini bowl and drink for $6.95 plus tax. 5 area Flame Broilers to serve you.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Football season is all about hanging at home and watching the big ball games. Well, if your AC and heating unit is letting you down and keeping those electric bills sky high, think about getting a new energy-efficient AC unit from Florida Home AC. They've got great deals on replacements plus rebates and incentives to make it more affordable. Call Florida Home AC at 777-4300 and get their expert staff to take a look. Football season is all about fun and playing for the win. Make sure you have the winning team on your side with Florida Home AC.
Why wait for a reason to send flowers? Celebrate life's little wins, or just celebrate you. Stop into the showroom on Beach and Southside, or online at JacksonvilleFlowerMarket.com. Jacksonville Flower Market. We make every day bloom.
Duval Fence is looking for the best in fence installers. Check out DuvalFence.com right now and fence in a great job opportunity. From estimates to installers, they're looking for you right now. Log on to DuvalFence.com for all the details. Equal opportunity employer.
It's holiday season and it's not too late to find the perfect spot to celebrate with your team. Fourscore is a place that brings the energy, where great food, craft drinks, and unreal vibes meet cutting-edge full-swing simulators. Don't play golf? Do not worry. With over 40 interactive games, Fourscore has something that everyone will enjoy. Perfect for company outings, birthdays, and even private events that go beyond the ordinary. With locations in historic San Marco and centrally located Gate Parkway, Fourscore is ready to make your next celebration unforgettable. Hit the easy button and book your event today at fourscoregolf.com.
Joe C. for Preferred Roofing, reminding you your roof is more than just felt and shingles. It's a system that not only keeps your home dry, but also impacts your heating and cooling bills. Preferred Roofing and Construction is a GAF Master Elite roofing contractor lauded for having the ability to educate and inform homeowners on their options. Why GAF and Preferred Roofing? They're veteran-owned and operated with ties to Duval for decades. A family business ready to make sure your family has a good roof over its head. Log on, preferredroofingjax.com.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Brandon Roofing. Gators wide receiver Eugene Wilson has been ruled out for Saturday's game against Kentucky with a lower leg injury. Wilson played a great game against Georgia last week with 121 yards and a touchdown catch. The Gators will be on the road Saturday night for a 7:30 kickoff, with that game airing on 1010XL. It's 78 degrees at 3:05. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
904-269-7277 is the numbers for Stanley Pools. They have built our pool. They service our pool. They've rebuilt our backyard, and they've been doing it a long time. And Greg Stanley and Company, guys, they treat you right. What a nice group of nice folks. I've been a spokesperson for Stanley Pools for a long time, and I'm proud to tell you that. The best pool company around, my friends, it's Stanley Pools. Frangie, Carline, and La Selva with you. I want to get back to the whole, we touched on this yesterday, but I want to go back to it again about the whole DJ Lagway thing for just a quick second. And the point I made yesterday is that the Gators should play Tramel Jones just to see what he's got. The more I think about this season, Billy Napier did a lot of things wrong. He was a very poor play caller because he insisted on playing calls or calling plays. He wasn't available to manage special teams, to manage personnel. One reason I'm totally convinced that Florida sometimes had 10 guys on the field for special teams, sometimes had 12 guys, sometimes ran guys on or off the field late, is because the head coach, who usually oversees all that, in Florida's case, was walking down the sideline looking at his play sheet, thinking about the next series. And I think he would have been a better overall CEO if he had not been a play caller too, and he wasn't a good play caller. So we've talked about that enough, I suppose. But I got to thinking about it. I looked at every game they've lost, how close the USF game was, the closest to the Miami game, at least for a while, before Miami pulled away. LSU game was a one-possession game for most of the game. I think the LSU offense only scored like 13 points on the Florida defense in that game. Even the Georgia game, which wound up being a 4-point game at the end. Almost every loss, the reason they are 3-5 and not 6-2 or even 7-1 is because quarterback play was so poor. And DJ Lagway's inability on so many fronts, leaving pockets early, not stepping up or climbing pockets, not throwing accurately, the bad footwork, being off balance, missing open receivers, taking sacks, not being a very good runner. He just didn't turn out to be a very good player. And again, you very honestly said yesterday how wrong you were about it. Well, you weren't alone. Even a lot of people thought he was going to be great. Even though I wasn't quite there, I'm not going to be a fraud. I thought he was going to be good. I thought he'd be a good player. I mean, I might not have thought he was going to. They put a statue up, but I thought he was going to be a good player. So, at the end of the day, I can't ever think of anything that better underscores how important quarterback is, because I firmly believe it's not like people were blowing them out. It's not like people were going up and down the field on their defense. It's not like their receivers were dropping balls left and right. It's not like they the special teams problems of a year ago when they got them on late, it wasn't any of that. They've lost 5 games this year, by and large, because of bad quarterback play. And I hate it for DJ because I said it yesterday. He's by all accounts is a good person and he represents the school well, and he's a nice kid. And I hope my guess is he'll move on somewhere else, and I hope he plays well there. And if he stays in Florida, I hope somebody gets him fixed. But I will say that's the most surprised I have been at the way a quarterback's career turned out for me since Brock Berlin. Now, Brock Berlin went on to Miami, JJ, to be a very good player. But at Florida, he was the most heavily regarded recruit they had ever signed there. He was the top quarterback recruit in the history of the program. The problem was he was there with Rex Grossman. He couldn't beat out Rex. He didn't do anything wrong. He just couldn't beat out Rex Grossman. But the only other time I've been this surprised at the way at Florida, at the way a quarterback's career has gone, was Brock Berlin when he was at Florida.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I mean, again, we'll never really know. I mean, we'll know in a couple of years. We'll see what happens with Lagway and the rest of his college career, and then if he does have a professional career, how that goes. But it's stunning. I mean, because you thought it was, well, he didn't get any off season. And I still think there is something to that.
I do too.
And something to the health, but he's had plenty of time to, if he was a great player, he's had plenty of time to work that out. I think great players, particularly at the quarterback position, I think they can overcome lousy coaching. You know, I'm sure that Brett Favre and John Elway and Dan Marino probably had at some point in their careers not the best coach, didn't slow them down. You know, so I do think ultimately the verdict is in that Lagway is overrated for what he was billed coming out of high school. And yeah, to put him in the Brock Berlin category is probably fair. I still will say that he's a second-year player. He's a true sophomore. And
fair point.
I would not keep him. If I was Lane Kiffin, I would want to bring in my own guy, whether that's Austin Simmons or whether that's, a guy in the portal. We'll see. I could see Lane Kiffin falling totally in love with Tramel Jones, which is why I agree with you. It'd be nice to see him so that you've got a little bit more of a barometer on what kind of talent he has instead of just the opener against Long Island. So I'd be fine if Billy Gonzalez wanted to give Tramel Jones a look. I think that would be to the benefit of the program. But I don't think DJ Lagway is beyond saving, but it has been an incredibly disappointing year. Yeah. And I do think it would probably be better for Florida and better for Lagway if he moved on to his next destination. But, look, we'll see who Florida hires. I mean, I do think Lagway will listen to the new head coach. And if the new head coach believes he's in the plan, I think he'll stay at Florida. I mean, what he's making multi-millions of dollars. So I think it will be fascinating. But if it was up to me, if it was me advising the new coach, I would say let him move on and either, bring in your guy, look at Tramel Jones in a competition, something like that. But I'd probably let DJ Lagway move on at this point.
And it'd probably be good for DJ too. And again, coachability and being a good teammate, none of that's a problem. He has represented the university wonderfully. I mean, he really has. I'll see people on social media go, Lagway stinks. I hate that phraseology because you're talking about a good dude who's had so much pressure and so many expectations and did the best he could. Did the best he could on all fronts. Has never let you down on how he acted, how he carried himself, at least from everything you hear. But I mean, this guy has thrown 18 interceptions.
Yeah, he's terrible. I mean, his on-the-field performance has been terrible.
Yeah, I mean, he's thrown 18 interceptions. I want to say, I wonder, and I don't know if anyone keeps this stat, where is that in the Florida record book for a guy that's played 2 years? Is it the most? I don't know. You know, I mean, but that's a lot of interceptions for a guy that hasn't.
How many would Reeves have had in the?
Well,
2
he had
years
9
where
to 1. He had the 9 to 1 year. Yeah, but and back then there were more interceptions. Back in the day,
right? Because even like Namath, in the NFL,
they threw a bunch of interceptions. But it's just he's thrown. Even if you didn't know the stats, even if you just watch the games, you can just see there's not good quarterbacks that know how to play. They're pretty. The footwork's pretty. The ball comes out pretty. The throwing motion is, and there's just an awkward, clunky playing style. What he looks like a really talented football player that was playing another position, and you put him in at quarterback. And you say, well, listen, he's a linebacker, or he's a tight end, or he's a running back, and he's really natural that, but he's got a really good arm, and he's a really good kid, so let's put him back there, and he's got to learn how to throw and how to – doesn't it look that way?
It does.
That's what it looks like.
And it's, Florida just sort of went through this with Anthony Richardson in terms of a great athlete who, although I think Richardson's a much better athlete than Lagway.
And Richardson –
but more athlete than polished quarterback.
You're right. But even Richardson, when he throws it, when he sets his feet, and it's beautiful coming out of there. Now, sometimes he throws it to the wrong guy or misses the guy, and he doesn't have the software instinct.
Yeah, I mean, he was inaccurate too at Florida.
But
Lagway is more inaccurate.
But watching Anthony Richardson, it was pretty. I mean, he had pretty drop back, the way he held the ball, the way the ball came out of his hand.
His deep ball especially.
Yeah, it was a pretty thing to watch. DJ just looks clunky. So anyway,
can I give you John Reeves' 3 years at Florida and his interception totals, please? So the 1969 he threw 19. The next year he threw 19, and the next year he threw 21.
Yeah. So, but now there was a different. It was a different game.
I know.
Then. Yeah.
Wow.
And you know what? And then was a first round draft.
Regarded as a great player.
And then was a first round draft pick. Okay.
Yeah.
19, 20. By the way,
different era, man.
He was the leading. Well, I've said
he was a hero at Florida, wasn't he?
He was. Yeah. In 1969, they'd never been good. The Super Soft, they went 9-2, one of the best teams in school history. Do you know Terry Bradshaw, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time? Do you know his touchdown to interception?
I think he has more picks.
I think
real close.
It's 215 to 212.
And Namath does have more picks.
Bradshaw's like 213 to 210 or 215 to 212.
I think he's barely over.
It's very. Bradshaw's 212 to 210.
212 to 210. Yeah. So
and Namath is under. It's memory served.
Yeah, because it's a different. Yeah. I mean Terry Bradshaw won 4 Super Bowls.
Right.
212 and 210. So it was a different world.
Namath has 50 more picks.
Yeah. How about that?
170 to 220.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah, it really is. So the game was different then. But anyway, this isn't to beat up on DJ Lagway. It's just when you finally look back at what went wrong, the quarterback play was so bad. That more than anything else.
Yeah.
Is what, including Saturday against Georgia.
Absolutely. That loss is totally on DJ Lagway.
Yeah.
And, I will say this, if you're the new Florida coach, you don't need your starting quarterback missing spring. And, I mean, you can't count on him to be available. And so if I'm starting at Florida, first-year head coach, that's not the guy I want. I want somebody that I feel like I can depend on, that's going to be out there every day. And, again, I understand it's not in Lagway's control, but his history, his 2 years in college suggests that he is injury-prone. And if I was a first-year coach at Florida, I would move on to a quarterback that I feel like is going to be on the practice field consistently.
We'll take a break. More in a moment. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Came out here, city slickers. You're going to go home, cowboy.
It's not a cattle drive. It's the Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville drive of the game.
You're done real good, cowboys.
On 1010XL.
Does anybody know how to get where we're going?
Hey, folks, it's Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass. And I think you deserve a spa-like shower, don't you? Get rid of that dirty, dated setup you have in your bathroom. Those old-style showers can be really ugly. Install a gorgeous frameless shower with thick, sexy glass and a free diamond coating protection that's easier to clean, like Rain-X for your shower. Your bathroom will feel like a luxury spa every morning and night. You deserve it. Visit my friends at LeeandKate'sGlass.com.
You're gonna see a big difference.
Watch football this season in downtown Duval at Pour Tap Room Jacksonville. 2 floors, 15 TVs, a giant projector, 80 self-pour taps of ice-cold craft beer, wine and cocktails, plus a full bar. wings, burgers, and more. And pizza delivered to your table from Pizza Dynamo. Downtown at Laura and Forsyth. Pour Tap Room Jacksonville. A beer festival every day.
Learn everything you need to know about the Jaguars on Duval Rundown. I'm Hayes Carlyon. Join me each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning at 9:04. You can find Duval Rundown on all the social channels of 1010XL.
Driven by Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside.
Big Chief Tire makes auto care more affordable with 6-month financing through the CFNA credit card. Frank Frangie here. Plus, get $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. Whether you need new tires, brake service, or general repairs, their expert technicians have you covered. With no interest for 6 months, now's the perfect time to take care of your vehicle. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to apply today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Hey, Hicken here. Tired of glasses or contacts? Discover customized vision solutions at Bowden Associates. Dr. Bowden's team offers cutting-edge options like EVO implantable Collamer lenses or refractive lens exchange and classic LASIK, designed to fit your life. Picture perfect vision for reading, driving, or just enjoying the day. It's easier than you think. Call now for your free screening. Bowden Associates, they're keeping the First Coast focused.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
No more climbing ladders or tree shopping or untangling lights. Nope, Kuhn Flowers will take care of all of it for you this fall when you schedule their holiday home decorating team. This is Frank Frangie with 1010XL, and now's a good time to call on Kuhn Flowers. They'll do it all this fall.
Need or want cash? Beach's Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Bueller,
stay cooler with Bueller. Jason, I called you about the ductwork in my attic this summer, and you totally blew me off.
I did.
My airflow is too low and my bills are too high.
I know.
There's stains on my ceiling tiles and sweating around the vents, and the mice have chewed so many holes in the ducts, I think they're getting more AC than I am.
I know.
Then how could you let me suffer all summer, Jason?
Because summer is the one time of year I just can't send my technician into someone's steaming hot attic. They'd kill me. Ductwork is hot, cramped work at the best of times. Lucky for you, those best of times are in November.
You mean like now?
Bueller Air and Plumbing can repair your old, damaged, or just plain sketchy ductwork right now when it's not too hot and not too cold.
And none of your technicians will kill you.
It's a win-win.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
1010XL, presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. 10-10
Take.
The 1010 Take is brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter, plumbing, septic, and air conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck, duckduckrooter.com. Tonight's a chance to watch a little basketball. I love basketball in the area. Florida plays UNF, so that's a tough game for UNF. When the ASUN team plays not only a Power 4 team, but the defending national champions, it's going to be a tough go. We all know that. But it's a chance to watch UNF and see what the first team is, Bobby's first team is over there. I'm looking for Bobby Cannon's first team. I'm looking forward to that. I want to watch the Gators at home because I think they'll be better. JU also plays a home game tonight. I will encourage people in Jacksonville to go watch college basketball. Go watch JU play at Swisher. Go watch UNF play at that wonderful UNF arena. Go watch your local team play. Go watch the Gators and Knowles if you can. We are so football spoiled around here sometimes that we might lose sight of how much fun it is. How many times have you and I been in either Swisher or that UNF arena, either for a Rumble or another game? What Hazen and I will do, and Lauren when she was on our show too, we'll do a show from UNF. or we'll do a show from JU, and we get off the air at 6, and then we hang around with everybody. We stay in that river house at JU or right there in the arena at UNF, and we meet everybody, and we just sit there and lock in. Isn't that some of the most fun nights we have? I mean, some of the most fun nights we have, and you know what I mean? We lose sight of it. I think people will sit there and watch JU, whoever, whether they're playing each other or another ASUN team. But we stay there and watch the whole game, and it's really entertaining. It's a really entertaining product. Both of them are, and I would encourage people to watch tonight on TV, or go to Swisher and watch JU play, or watch UNF Florida on TV. And I hope more people do it. And that, at least for today, is the 10-10 take.
Yeah, well done. It's here. It's hard to believe that college basketball season is upon us, and hopefully JU and UNF have huge years.
Okay, Will Richard goes for 30 last night. That is very cool. I'm glad you brought that up earlier.
And Walter Clayton Jr. is playing well.
Yeah, he is.
It will get interesting if Florida's backcourt does continue. I say they played one game, but if Florida's backcourt does not round into what we believe it will be, with Fland and Lee leading the way, it will be. I think even emphasized how. I mean, we know how good Clayton was. He's the best player in school history, as you've championed, and you're right. Will Richard, I thought good player in college.
Same.
But probably a guy that you could certainly replace and maybe even upgrade. But look, if he ends up being the best value in that draft, which it's early, but seems like he's well on his way to that. Well, now you're having to replace two unbelievably good NBA guys, and obviously we'll see about Elijah Martin.
I'll tell you how smart I am. This is how smart I am. I was pretty convinced. And by the way, Will Richard's the one that kept him in that championship game against Houston. When everybody else was missing shots, he made everything. Here's how smart I am. I would have guessed Walter Clayton would be a darn good NBA player. Elijah Martin's only chance to play professional sports would be move to football. I said that. And he's got a two-way contract, but he looks like a football player to me. And I would have said he's one of those guys, kind of like Sam Clancy and Antonio Gates, others that picked football after playing college basketball. I really expected that for him.
Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, Jimmy Graham. That would have been my expectation. And frankly, I would have thought within a year or two, Will Richard would have been a very good high school basketball coach or successful in business. Wouldn't you? That's how smart and he just went for 30.
Like a realtor.
Yeah, he would have been in realtor or in insurance or a very good high school basketball coach. And that's what Smart Frank thought. He went for 30 last night.
Well,
30.
And it speaks,
in an NBA game.
And it speaks to Will Richard's athletic maturity, because he didn't play the game prior. And Steve Kerr talked about that, how how much he's handling his business like a pro. And anyway, it'll be a lot of fun. It definitely takes you back to the 04s, because I don't pay a ton of attention to the NBA, but it was fun following Noah and Horford and Brewer when they first got into the league. And none of the three really were, they probably, Horford's had a great career, but initially he wasn't, none of them were initially stars. But with Clayton and Richard not having the hype, not being lottery picks like those three were, it will be fun to see, how they hang in there. And certainly Will Richard right now is doing great.
And what a team to go to learn how to be a pro in the league.
Yeah, great point.
I mean, it's the oldest team in the NBA.
Right. And it's a great point. If you want to be a pro and learn from those guys, no question. Hey, before we go to break, are you affected by the YouTube ESPN thing?
I will. I mean, we have YouTube, but the
YouTube TV, yeah.
Correct. The YouTube TV, we have that. But as soon as the dispute happened, we left for Vegas.
Okay.
And so I haven't been, and then we came back Tuesday night. So there hasn't been any sports that I watched Tuesday night or Wednesday night. And tonight, the football game's on Amazon, so that won't affect it. But yeah, it will affect me. I guess I'll watch it on the app, but I haven't encountered it yet. But yeah, I'm going to eventually if they can't figure this out.
Jay, did you have YouTube TV?
No, I don't.
It hasn't really affected me. What do you watch games on?
I have the ESPN app on my Apple TV.
The new app. The new
No, the old one.
Okay.
But I put in my dad's cable information, and I watch all the games. He doesn't know. He's not listening. Don't worry.
I will not
But
tell
I've been
him.
doing that for 10 years. I've been stealing his cable.
Okay.
But if I didn't, I would have YouTube TV, and I'd be screwed right now. They really want you to buy that new app, man. ESPN, the whole reason for this is you can now just watch their ESPN used to be on the app. All you could watch was ESPN Plus or whatever. Now you actually can buy and watch the regular.
Yeah, and by the way, that siren you hear, that's the feds coming after JJ. Okay, now that's what you hear.
I heard that they're losing. Disney's losing $5 million a day. In this deal.
I didn't know
since
that.
they've been off YouTube.
But
TV.
I am a guy that bought the ESPN. It's like $20 a month or whatever. So I bought the new ESPN app that has everything. So for that reason, it has no effect on me. I'd rather have it on YouTube TV because I got it all together. I got the ABC and the CBS, just like when you had cable. I'm like you. I used to have DirecTV. I got rid of it, and now I have YouTube TV. But it didn't, because I've got the ESPN app, it had no effect on me. If I want to watch something on ABC, ESPN, I put it on that app. If I want to watch something on the other stations, I go back to YouTube TV. It's not quite as convenient. But I do wonder, and that's a great point, JJ, what you just said. I didn't think about it. Maybe one of the reasons they've drawn a line in the sand is to push people to the app.
That is the reason.
Makes sense.
They're like, hey, we'll cut out the middleman, come to just our app, and the only way we're going to get people to do that is if we totally get off YouTube TV.
Yeah, but I guess
it sucks for the customer.
But I do think they'll fix that. I mean,
I don't think they're going to go back to YouTube.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh wow,
really?
YouTube TV would really have to up the money. I mean, if they're really going gung ho about we need people to get on our app, why would you go?
So
back
the
on?
ESPN
You're gonna
app
force
isn't
viewers.
just for sports; it's for every.
No, it's just sports.
It is.
Yeah.
But
The Hulu app.
there's like a package.
Yeah, Hulu is Disney ABC's equivalent, and Hulu has all the stuff, I think. But again, because I'm a knucklehead that's not very smart, all I really watch is sports, And so unless I watch something on a streaming service, so long as I have the ESPN app, but the YouTube thing has no effect on me. Now my wife likes a lot of ABC stuff. She loves to watch David Muir. That's her news. She's big into the
My wife watches Dancing with the Stars every Tuesday.
Yeah. So for that reason.
So what are? So she's watching it through the cable.
She uses like Disney Plus.
And my wife doesn't know what to do. She can do it on Hulu, but I think we don't have that same subscription or something. So, but for me. I just put the ESPN app on. I mean, listen.
But you are paying an extra $20 a month. That's sort of what people's complaint is. It's like, now I have to get this new subscription as well, because if I want to watch the NFL, I got to have YouTube TV. Now, if I want to watch college football, all the games are on ESPN. I have to get their app. So it's like we got rid of cable, and now we're just paying the same price for cable.
And it's a fair complaint.
Yeah.
People say now YouTube TV's up to $80-$90.
Wow.
But it doesn't affect me because it doesn't bother me because I was on DirecTV, which I don't even know this or not, but it was $1 million a month. Okay, it was. DirecTV.
It got crazy.
DirecTV. I'm not making this up. Now I had all the movie channels. It was like $400 a month. Yeah. And I had it. You know why I had it so long? Because I'm stupid. Stupid people keep $400.
You're just used to having it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And it is fun, or it is better to have that same remote, and you don't have to go from app to app.
That's right.
Why don't the three of us just come up with an app?
Yeah.
I got 5
it can't be that hard.
Yeah,
right?
let's do an app. Let's do an app.
I thought you meant like put our money together.
Yeah, we'll come up with an app.
Yeah,
and we'll solve it.
Yeah, because I'm convinced.
I'm sure we have the capability of doing that.
Because I'm convinced, by the way.
We're on YouTube.
I'm convinced, by the way, when I go into Starbucks and I see some kid that's probably a junior at UNF with long hair in his backpack and he's just having a coffee or whatever, and I'm convinced in 3 years he's going to invent an app and make $20 million.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind that's happening. That kid, I want to go up and say, hey, you don't know me,
right?
But I'll invest like $20. I'll give you 20 right now if I can invest
money.
Just so I have this. Yeah. So, all right, well, we'll take a break. More in a moment. 1010 Excel and 82.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Florida Gators football.
All the way to the goal line.
The Gators crawl on the bluegrass.
Touchdown, Gators.
Florida, Kentucky, Saturday at 7:30 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010 XL.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
To get this thing unwrapped here.
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, Dan. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Stash Duval. Turkey, ham, Melted cheddar and habanero jack cheeses, lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course,
oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Stash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
This is Mike Lynch, PGA Golf Professional. Take it from me, if you're dealing with an orthopedic issue, talk to the doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where you're treated like a pro.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros. Thanks to all of you who have allowed us to be part of your recovery. Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, JohnAutomotiveJacks.com.
Game days aren't the only win happening in the 904. Best of Bold City named 904 Gutters with a Z the #1 seamless gutter company in Duval. Like the team's O-line protects their QB. Call the winning team at 904 Gutters with a Z to protect your home from the rain.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then, strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. They're professionally trained builders. Deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Ballou here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, today in the program, we certainly talked about the gigantic game coming up between the Jags and the Houston Texans. What an opportunity for Jacksonville to sweep the defending champion of the AFC South. Big rival to get to 6-3, and to Hayes' point earlier, to kind of put the Texans almost out of their misery 9 games in. So we certainly talked about that. The fact that Jacoby Myers is here and how much of a factor he'll be and who may or may not play for the Jags. We talked all about that. Greg McGarity was here. We talked college football, the Gator Bowl college football report. We talked some college basketball as well. And a whole lot of potpourri items, including a YouTube TV. That's where we've been over the course of the program today. You were down at the stadium yesterday, I know. What was what's the vibe you got being around the team a little bit? I'll give you mine in a minute, too.
Oh, I think incredibly excited. I think refreshed coming, off the bye, and then a huge dose of confidence getting the win in Las Vegas. So And again, I think a sense of togetherness, because there were so many under the radar players that really contributed to that win, particularly when you look at the last few minutes of regulation and overtime. So I think they're in a fantastic place going to Houston.
Yeah, I do too. I think this is and I think they feel like they found a little something. And I'm wondering, again, what you don't know is who's going to play,
Yeah, you wish they were healthier.
Yeah,
but from a mental standpoint,
go through the list
shape.
You read earlier in headlines of who didn't practice yesterday.
So Brian Thomas Jr. didn't practice yesterday. Hunter Long didn't practice yesterday. Jordan Lewis did not practice yesterday, and Ezra Cleveland did not practice yesterday.
Yeah,
and the injury report for today probably will not be out until close to 6 o'clock, I would imagine.
So let's assume if you didn't practice Wednesday, you're not playing. And by the way, that's not definitive. We won't know till the weekend who's playing in the game unless they announce somebody's out.
Yeah, usually I would say you'd like a player to be at least limited by Friday.
Yeah.
So that's really the barometer, I would say. So I mean, you could miss Wednesday and still be fine.
I agree.
But yeah, for your hypothetical, that would be tough if all four of those guys.
So for the sake of the conversation, let's say they don't have those four guys.
Okay.
And again, we won't know that till the weekend. But for the sake of the conversation, well, if you don't have Brian Thomas Jr., you don't have Travis Hunter. What you've got is De'Ami Brown, who has just been okay, not been much of a factor.
He's recovering from a concussion.
Right, who had a concussion, so you don't know.
You always worry about a setback in that process.
You got Parker Washington, who's been a good player for you.
Yeah.
And you've got two guys who weren't expected to play very much. We got Tim Patrick, three guys, Tim Patrick, and then two guys you called up, Austin Tremmel, who's actually now on your roster, and Tim Jones, but essentially call-ups, and a brand-new guy who's never played in your uniform before in Myers. That's what you've got. So if you don't have, and you may have Brian Thomas Jr., but if you didn't have him, you would have De'Ami Brown, who's done very little, Jacoby Myers, who's never played for your team, and three guys, Tim Patrick, Tim Jones, and Austin Tremmel, who quite frankly were never expected to make much of an impact as receivers. Now they have to. That's your receiving core.
And down Brenton Strange and Hunter Long.
And if you don't have, you're not going to have Brenton Strange. If you don't have Hunter Long, you've only got two tight ends up. So, I mean, if you only have two tight ends up, that means much of the game.
You want to spread it out.
You're gonna have that or play an extra offensive lineman.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you don't, again, I'm gonna keep going. Jordan Lewis, you said didn't practice.
Yeah.
If you don't have Jordan Lewis, and you don't have Travis Hunter, that's probably your two best cornerbacks. So you got Greg Newsome, Monteric Brown, and Jarian Jones. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. It's amazing, and again, all those guys might play.
Yeah.
But assuming the four that didn't practice yesterday don't play in the game, boy, are you a limited football team. That's kind of the point.
You got to put your coaching pants on this week because you're dealing with a lot of contingencies. You're in dire straits from a health standpoint at some spots because you have to be prepared for losing a couple guys in game. So you got to work through that. And so it's a big challenge from a coaching standpoint because you've got to get guys ready for starter quality reps, high level reps that don't have a lot of playing time for you, but you also have to get guys that are, I mean, obviously really have never played. They've got to be ready because they may have to go in. They're a rolled ankle away from being in the game. So this is going to be a big testament to both these staffs because Houston's dealing with the exact same thing. It's not just C.J. Stroud, and that's even if it was only C.J. Stroud, it'd be a great challenge for D'Amico Ryans and his staff. But they have a big injury report as well that could affect all three facets because their kicker is I don't think he's going to. They may have even ruled him out, Fairburn, but I don't think he's going to play. They've already signed Matthew Wright, which is a big indicator that they don't expect to have Fairburn.
That's correct.
But so at least, I mean, the Texans may be dealing with this in all three phases of the game, attrition. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a big challenge for both staffs, and this is where you've got to be an excellent communicator because you only have so much time to get these guys ready. So it will be fascinating. I would imagine that at least from a Liam Cohen standpoint, it's going to be run some more, run again, try the run, stick with the run, and hope that you can play a field position game. You've got a kicker that's the AFC Special Teams Player of the Week. You've got an excellent punter. You've done some good things in the return game. Houston's done well on special teams as well. But I think if you're Liam Cohen, you look at it as minimize risk, control the clock, play field position. And it's one of those games that an offensive-minded coach always hates these kind of games. But in this instance, Liam Cohen may have to live with a possession that ends in a kick is a good possession for us Sunday in Houston, because going against Davis Mills, if the Jaguars can just get to 17 points, they should have a good chance to win this game, because Houston, we already knew about suspect offensive line. Their run game really hasn't done much of anything. Chubb is banged up as well. They might have him. They have a rookie in Woody Marks that's more of a receiver than a runner. So they already had issues, and now you're taking away a player like C.J. Stroud. So if you're Liam Cohen, 17 points may be enough. And so maybe you try and minimize the risk of Trevor Lawrence throwing to receivers that he doesn't have a lot of practice reps with.
Yeah, as we wrap, go to break in a second here, but as we wrap here, there's two concerns with the Texans, and none of them are on the offensive side of the ball, to your point. Number one, they're really good on defense. They have the top-ranked defense in the league, both the top-ranked yardage defense and the top-ranked scoring defense. They have the best defense in the league. The numbers bear that out. They're really good. Their two pass rushers, probably the best pair in the league. Their two cornerbacks are really good. Their linebackers play downhill. They have a really good defense. And anytime you play the best defense in the NFL, that's a problem. The other thing is they will play like their hair's on fire. This
is their season.
This is their season. This is their season, and it's against a rival, and there's been chirping between the rivals. So they will play two things: a great defense and a team that will play, as hard as they possibly can play, and that's what you get. We'll take a break, come back to wrap the program after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Welcome to the bundle event. Entering now our undisputed tag team champions, the mid-size SUV and the mid-century modern. Together with a State Farm agent, this auto and home duo are a powerful force of savings, service, and customizable coverage. Now, let's get ready to bundle.
Call State Farm agent Kathy Scott in Jacksonville at 904-730-3665.
Availability and amount of discounts and savings vary by state.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law. How do you know that your roof is ready for the next big storm? You don't. That's why you need to call me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We'll assess your roof and fix those issues before they become storm disasters. Visit BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roofing quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
The experts at AMCO have been fixing cars for almost 60 years. Over that time, they've gotten more complex than ever. That's why our techs undergo rigorous training and certifications, so they can fix anything, including the most complicated repairs that come with some of the latest technologies. After 60 years, there's nothing we haven't seen or fixed. It's how we know cars inside and out.
Money tight? We can finance almost anybody. Find the AMCO transmissions nearest you at amcojacksonville.com.
What defines a hero? Dedication, loyalty, courage. Every day at AMCO, we serve heroes. For over 60 years, we've repaired and maintained the most critical public service vehicles. From complex transmissions to simple brake jobs with flexible financing and the extra safety precautions we need. The heroes we serve don't all wear uniforms. They're people like you. At AMCO, we're proud to serve all of you. AA MCO.
Family owned and operated in Jacksonville, Orange Park, St. Augustine, and St. Mary's, Georgia.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and this time of the year, Honda has such a great lineup, especially when you want to get out on the road and just cruise.
Temperatures letting up a little bit, Oktoberfest is coming, legendary Honda Goldwing, legendary Honda Rebel that's now an automatic, lots to choose from, and lots of easy riding.
And the price range and the size of the bike, you have a wide variety.
We do, from entry points to the finest of the fine.
All right, check them out, Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency, or their Facebook page.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. This Saturday, join us inside Showtime for a non-sports card show from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Over 15 vendor tables of selection, ranging from Pokemon to Marvel and other non-sports cards and boxes. 11 to 3 this Saturday, a non-sports show inside Showtime. Sports cards and collectibles. Update your collection.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
And we appreciate our friends from Stanley Pools. As I've told you many times, they're the best in the business. 904-269-7277. That's the number. They've been in that same office for a long time. And gosh, they take good care of you. You want to buy a pool, and pools are really fun, man. It gets so hot around here. Pools are awesome. They do a great job with it, and they can redo your backyard, whether it's pergolas or the pavers or the paver walls, like they did for us. And they service pools too. They're just so good in the business, so reliable. You can really trust our friends from Stanley Pools. They do a terrific job, and Greg Stanley and his team are very, very good. All right, Frangie, Carline, and LaSelva with you as we kind of continue on. One more day, we'll have our picks tomorrow. You're good at coming up with our picks. Good games this week, I think.
Great NFL slate. The college slate is a little weak.
Close games.
Close games in college, but in terms of close and great, the NFL slate's fantastic. New England at Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh at the Chargers, Philly at Green Bay, and obviously we've got the Jaguars going to Houston.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have the results tomorrow, too, as a matter of fact, as we've gotten a little closer. JJ starts picking first. He says he's not afraid.
I needed to make it interesting, though. I couldn't end it in early November.
Yeah, it would have been boring for the listeners. You know,
and Frank's close enough
I'm
that
7 points back.
Frank could make a
week.
run.
Yeah,
one week. He's
one
back.
week, and Frank could have it really interesting.
I can't believe I picked Wake.
Yeah,
I know what I picked Wake too.
Yeah,
just me.
We
being
gave him a game picker upper on a home team that was favored by 11.
8.5.
How did we let that happen?
That's my bad.
That was poor execution.
I think what y'all did, and I know because I do it all the time. You were so disgusted with what you've seen at Florida State, you picked against the Noles. I've done that 1,000 times. It's not like you thought Wake was going to the playoffs.
Revelation. I have not watched a lot of Wake Forest football this year.
Yeah, it's not like you thought.
I was like, they beat SMU. Right. They must have a pulse, which
it's not like you thought Wake was
might be enough to win in
What's crazy is I watched the first half of that game, and it was a lot closer than the score looked. But the Wake was just making mistake after mistake.
Right out of the gate, Wake had a big run out early in the game.
And I'm like, hell yes.
It got called back. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. I do think this. I do think we have to talk with Rick every day during the handoff, or not every day, but many of the days in the handoff. You know what Florida's doing? Florida's got an open job and they're trying to hire Lane Kiffin. Maybe they do and maybe they don't. And certainly a major storyline is, if it's not Kiffin, then who? Because there's no consensus second. There's no consensus second pick. Depends on who you talk to. But you know what they're doing. You know, Clemson, Dabo's not going anywhere. You know, most of these teams, Penn State and LSU, have to hire coaches. Florida State really is a mystery because it's probably time for the next coach. Yet they owe him $58 million that they don't want to pay this year.
And they'll be so far down
the
on the totem
order.
pool of important jobs.
So it really, I got to tell you. My gut tells me he's going to be the coach in 2026. Just my guess.
I think
I'd bet on that.
Unless it falls apart.
Yeah.
Which it could.
Yeah.
I mean, they
right.
don't have a gimme left. I mean,
They can't come back losing 58-3 to Clemson. To your point.
Yeah, it's at Clemson. It's home against Virginia Tech, and then I think it's at NC State, at Florida. I mean, none of those are. It's not a murderer's row, but it's not easy when you've already lost 4 games, including a game to Stanford.
Right.
NC State just put up 50 on Georgia Tech.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like a lot of those games, it's literally like what team shows up that day.
The ACC is crazy. Dude.
Yeah.
Like from week to week, it's absolute chaos.
Right.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of like the NFL in the sense of
it is.
You just have no idea what to expect.
College football is more like that than it's ever been. And college football is more. I was talking to a buddy in the league about that today. That the college football is more than ever like. You never know who might be at home. The college football was never like that.
Right.
College football.
The margin of victory in the SEC even.
Right. That's
is, I think the average is and usually it's double digits every year.
And by the way, now you know why Tony Petitti wanted to push so hard for the 4 automatics. He's not going to have 4 in very often. Where the SEC will have 5 or 6 a lot of years, or at least 5. It might have 5 in the 12. Could certainly have 5 or 6 in the 16. Right now, the Big Ten. Ohio State and Indiana are very good. Oregon's going to get in. Does anyone else get in? I don't think anybody.
Michigan would have to win out, including beating Ohio State.
I don't think anybody else. I think they have 3 in.
Yeah.
So all right, that's our program, but don't go anywhere. Jaguars programming is next. Jaguars HQ comes up. JP Shadrick and company have it for you right now. We're out of here. We'll see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock. For Hayes and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.